Mitzrayim, the redemption of the Jewish people from Egypt. As Chazal told us, just as the first redemption, so will be the last redemption. So we see a lot of similarities that took place in Egypt, taking place today, unfolding. And the more the person knows about the redemption process, the more he's equipped to deal with it. A lot of questions come up, things that are totally people don't understand how things work out, why it's working in such a way. So the more that we go into detail about the redemption process, we could actually understand, better equipped to see what's happening today. The Parsha Shavua starts off. Kadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe, "V'yidaber Elokim el Moshe v'yomer elav ani Hashem." First of all, Rashi points out immediately, "V'yidaber Elokim." What type of language is that? "V'yidaber Elokim." We always know that most cases that Kadosh Baruch Hu talks to Moshe, "V'yidaber Hashem el Moshe le'mor." Most of the cases. Why over here does he open up the Parsha Shavua with "V'yidaber Elokim el Moshe"?
That's the harsher.
Judgment, right? Yud Kei Vav Kei Hashem is excellent, Dina. That was excellent. I see that you have done your homework. We're very proud about that. Very good.
Homework every night, no problem.
So we see that Kadosh Baruch Hu opens up with the judgment with Moshe Rabbeinu. What type of judgment over here do we have with Moshe Rabbeinu? Rashi tells us, "V'dibru elav mishpat." El she'akshe ledaber v'leimor lama harata la'am hazeh. Previously, the last sentence of last week's parsha told us that Kadosh Baruch Hu had, Moshe Rabbeinu had a complaint to the Borei Olam, and that was that Moshe Rabbeinu was sent on a shaliach. He was sent as a message to Kadosh Baruch Hu to redeem the Jewish people. He goes down to Mitzrayim. He tells the Jewish people of the good tides. They bow down from happiness, joy, that they will be released from bondage, that they will be leaving Mitzrayim and heading back home to Eretz Yisrael. What could be happier than that? And the people rejoiced. And here, lo and below, as soon as those chadashot, those good news, hit the Jewish people, what happens? Paro takes away the tevin. He takes away the hay, the straw. The Jews are now working even harder than they ever did before. The same amount of bricks they have to complete. They have to run out and wake up in middle of the night in order to complete their tasks, which at least they were able to sleep a few hours before working. Now they have to get up at 2, 3 in the morning to look around for straw in order to make the same amount of bricks. They were beaten. So instead of having redemption, it turned sour. It turned ugly. And Moshe Rabbeinu was appalled. He couldn't understand what's going on over here. So he questioned Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Tell me, wait, can I ask a
Question.
question? Were women also slaves?
Yes, definitely.
And kids?
Yes.
I guess as soon as they could do a task, they were put to work. Okay. The ones who were alive, because we know that the children were put to death. So the ones that were alive or living in the fields, running away, wherever they were hiding.
Well, the women were giving birth to babies.
See that part of the harsh work that the Egyptians did to the Jews were that they would exchange the work between men and women. They would give women man's tasks, and they would give men woman's tasks as to break the soul of the and the spirit of the people. So we see over here that Moshe Rabbeinu has a real good complaint over here. Right? Mi'az Shabati, he says, from the time that I came to redeem the Jewish people, there's been nothing but surahs. Vayeshev Moshe Hashem vayomer Adonai Lama hereta la'am hazeh. Why did you make bad this nation? Lama hazeh shalachtani. Why did you send me? Mi'az Shabati el Paro ledaber b'shemecha ra la'am hazeh. So from the time that I've come to redeem the Jewish people, it's been the exact opposite. So we see that our Parsha opens up with criticism of Moshe Rabbeinu. In fact, here is actually the answer to the big question, why wasn't he allowed to enter into Eretz Yisrael? And a lot of people talk about this, a lot of commentaries talk about what was his sin. Moshe Rabbeinu was such a great Jew that it's so hard to find his infraction, something that was wrong that he did. And people say it was anger, he hit the rock, etc. But already over here, Rashi points out, quoting the Midrash, that the sin of Moshe Rabbeinu was to complain before the Kadosh Baruch Hu. As Rashi says over here.
I thought that was the reason. The reason was because he took the rock and sold it.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people bring up, there's a lot of commentaries why Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't allowed to enter into Eretz Israel, but Rashi already points it out over here by telling us when Moshe Rabbeinu complained before the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Vera'at al midoti lo ka'Avraham shamati lo ki b'Yitzchak yikra lezcha zereh v'acharei kach amati lo holo lo'ola v'lo hu acharei midoti. Meaning, I had sworn, Kadosh Baruch Hu said that when it came to Avraham, I had sworn to Avraham that his seed, Yitzchak, will be called his offspring and will be the continuation of the Jewish people. And then right afterwards, I told Avraham to take his son Yitzchak and to sacrifice him.
Yeah,
that
always bothered me.
Which is something that, a regular person would basically have a problem with. On one hand, Kadosh Baruch Hu said he will be the offspring of the Jewish people, and then immediately after, Kadosh Baruch Hu turns around and says, you know what, take him and offer him as a sacrifice in Ha Moriah. And Avraham didn't question the Kadosh Baruch Hu. He didn't question God's ways. He accepted the commandment that this is what God wanted from him, and he succeeded in the test. And here, Moshe Rabbeinu, when he sent on a shaliach, he sent on a mission to redeem the Jewish people, he immediately complains before the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Not that the complaint wasn't b'makom, meaning who wouldn't complain after saying that? Kadosh Baruch Hu chooses Moshe out of the blue. You will be the redeemer. He comes down. He doesn't want the job. He gets the job. He comes down. He tells everybody, and all of a sudden everything turns around to be a worst case scenario.